Ready, Freddy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's casual. Show
Yes.
everybody loves around here at KMH and Social Distance Fest, etc., etc., etc. Uh, an interesting show for you tonight. We've got Chip Copp, the musician from Montana, I believe, and we've got Mike Rivera, America's funniest teacher. But first, let's have Jonathan Phipps bring us in with a little music.
All right.
And for a CD of Jonathan's music that he plays at the beginning of the show, just contact Jonathan. He'll make that happen for a small donation.
Pull some CDs out of the air, and I'll be glad to sell them. That's going for your
I don't know about you guys, but it is thundering, lightning pouring down.
You too in New York. Yep. I think the whole East Coast is going. It'll come to you too, Jonathan. Just you wait.
I'm sure it will.
It will. Don't you?
It's that global warming that's catching up to us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
God dang global warming.
If you've been keeping an eye on my Facebook page, I had a huge reunion this weekend with my theater friends from like 30, 40 years ago. And it was momentous. I mean, it was epic. A lot of Qingdao beer was drunk. I did. I brought Qingdao beer.
Wow.
A cooler full of it.
Oh my
And
God.
they dug it. They liked it. It's expensive beer because it's imported, but I had to bring it.
So these are people that you know from how far back? How far back do you know these people?
From high school and junior college. So I'm 57 now. So yeah, this is like people I haven't seen in 40 years, almost 40 years.
Gosh.
Some of them. Some of them
God.
we have reunions every 5 or 10 years or so. So some of them I saw, maybe 5, 6 years ago, and some of them I saw back in 2010. I came back to America and we arranged a reunion when I was here. And this was a nice one. This is a big reunion. About 16 people showed up from all parts of the U.S. They came here to Orlando. I lucked out. We had it here in Orlando. And we went to the Disney Hilton, the resort there on property. And we had a really good time.
That's awesome. What kind of productions were you doing in high school?
I'm beleaguered. I'm tired.
Yeah, you're very beleaguered. I know, but that's okay. I just want to know, what kind of productions did you do in high school?
Oh, we did all kinds of shows. We did all kinds of plays. This weekend, we talked a lot about Grease, which we did the show Grease. Wow. Cool. One of the guys that didn't show up, his name is Norm Lewis. I'm trying to get a hold of him, get him to come on the show because he is the actor who was the first black actor to play the Phantom.
Whoa!
Always, on Broadway, and he was also.
We gotta get him.
Holy
cow! Yeah, he was also Ariel's father in Little Mermaid on Broadway.
Wow!
He's done a lot of shows. He's done a lot of shows. If you look up Norm Lewis, you'll find all kinds of video and stuff of him on the internet.
Okay, awesome. That's so cool. Well, you need to rest. So right after this, and after you do Clubhouse, because you're doing Clubhouse tonight as well.
I'll be on Clubhouse later tonight on Impersonation Idol.
Dean Martin, you'll be doing.
I'm going to do Dean Martin tonight, and I hope.
Do you want to give us like a little teaser now or no?
Sing "The Door Is Still Open."
Well, the door is still open now, so I'm going to have me a few drinks. And I'm going to sing.
Oh, the internet.
Oh,
Rory's
boy.
internet got zapped.
Oh, no.
All right, Ray.
It's the storms because Rory has all these storms.
Uh-oh. Are you
Okay,
still
he's
there?
back.
Ooh,
The
okay.
storm's got you. You went into the storm
Rory,
monster.
Power went out
you
here.
made Ray and I's hearts drop like
My breaker
stones
box.
right there.
Oh shit.
Hello?
Okay. Are you back? Are you back? Oh boy.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, there
Rory's
he is. Wow, the
Rory's
power just
back,
went out.
but
I had a
he's
power surge.
touch
Oh
and go.
boy. Well, we'll make it through.
My
This is
router
live
box went out.
television.
We'll
Live
do this.
television.
We'll make
Okay.
it work.
Do you? We heard from someone. I don't know if you want us to play the video, Rory. Would you like us to play a video from somebody?
Is it Roland?
No, it's not Roland this time.
Not this
Roland,
time.
Roland,
Is it
Roland.
Irina?
No, it's not any of them. I think you might want to see this. Are you ready?
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh. Rory's in and out. Darn it. Of all the
Of
all
the
right.
time. We'll take care of this.
We
good.
got it.
We're finer
That's why
than frog
people-
hair. Come on.
Finer than frog hair. By the way, this is why people watch live television.
Yes.
It's so they can see something go wrong. And like in Ivan Christo's point of view, they do what do they do?
They
Tech
drink
gremlins. You take a
when they
drink.
have tech errors.
Right. So if
Or
anyone
when
wants to
poetry
play
is heard.
right, if anyone wants to play the Ivan Christo invented, or was it Jake Allen who invented it? There's so many tech gremlins when you do live TV, especially internet live TV, right? So guys, every time that Rory has one of these issues, just take a
God.
drink. If you have access, or if you're not a drinker, eat a chip.
Nobody will be left standing.
Nobody
if they
will be
drink.
left standing.
If you've
I
got
know.
Pringles on hand, go that route.
Yeah, Pringles. By the end, we'll weigh like an extra 300 pounds. Yeah, this is
A
crazy.
lot of arms stuck in those tubes. Anyway.
Rory has
he
had
left.
a rough day because
He
Rory's
has.
been driving. Rory's been driving this whole time. He's exhausted, beleaguered. Then
Okay.
he's going to do Impression Idol on Clubhouse
Yeah.
right after this. He's going to do Dean Martin. And now, because of all the storms,
So if he doesn't show back up, I don't blame him. Because he's been through a lot today.
then he needs to just go to
So,
bed. If he loses the
yes.
power and he wants to go to bed, it's fine. Because here's what I was talking about with him is that we did
Yes.
get a video from someone that we
That's
know at the
true.
show. And
That's true.
so Rory will miss this, but I think the fans might want to see this. So should I play it?
Go for it.
All right, here we
If you
go.
want to, go for it.
Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Dragon Over's here.
Hey,
How's it going, baby?
No.
it's going pretty
All
well.
right. Hey, how you doing, Phipps?
I'm
Good to
doing
see you,
all right,
man.
man.
Keep that poetry coming, man. I like listening to your poetry, baby.
Drink.
Renee, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing
All right, she's
fine.
beautiful. I love her, man.
Thank
Get her Cadillac.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, Dragon Over's here, man. Don't forget me.
No,
Don't you forget about me. Like that Breakfast Club thing, man.
we can't forget
I'm
you.
about to go on in a little while here in Biloxi, Mississippi. I just thought I'd send you a message. Wish you a good show.
Oh,
Mr. Rory,
Biloxi.
good interviewer, man. You have a good time tonight with Chip Copp. He's a good buddy of mine here. We're connected on Facebook.
Oh, I didn't know
There
that.
you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's pretty
So
awesome,
you guys have a
man.
good show tonight. I know you got Mike Rivera on too. He's a funny teacher, man.
He
Have a
is.
good show tonight, baby.
All right.
Love you guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Love you too,
Oh,
Alice.
thank you. Well, no, that was sweet. That makes
was
that
sweet.
everybody loves Dragon Elvis, right? He's a big fan
Yes.
pleaser. Well, since he
Oh,
mentioned
yeah.
our first guest, Chip Copp, I'm thinking that we might want to bring the man on himself. What do you think?
Yes.
All
I
right, here he
believe that
goes.
I believe that is a good thing, and he has Randall, the lady raccoon, with him already. Oh wow! So
Hi,
for those
kids.
of you who don't,
Hi.
know, yes. So for those of you who don't know, Chip is he's based in Montana, though he's from Wyoming, if memory serves, and he's one of these types where it doesn't matter what genre it is or who wrote the song or who sings it or whatever, you put the song in front of him and he'll just take it straight to the moon. And Randall is loving the camera time
Okay,
right now.
and our host
As
came
she
back.
should.
There you go.
Oh, Rory's here.
Rory's back.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello, Rory.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, the power box, the router box went out when the lightning hit. So
That's
Ah,
okay.
You're so lucky to have a
it
storm.
reset. It finally reset. I was like, woo!
Yeah, all right, you're back. Well,
Rory
we've-
was
Dragon-
sweating bullets at the thought of, oh my God, Jonathan's going to have to host this.
But you know
he
what?
was sweating bullets.
You know
No.
what? I've got great people with my show. I've got Renee. I've got you, Jonathan. I know that if my writing box had exploded, you guys would have done this show and you would have done a great job.
Tim Tardon is always ready. Here we go.
Yes.
And Dragon Elvis stopped by. I'm sorry that you had to miss him, but Dragon Elvis,
Dragon
he
Elvis,
wishes-
yeah.
he's in Biloxi, and he greeted us and said he wanted us to have a good show. So that was very
He called
special.
in? God, and I missed that. Darn
Yeah,
it.
it's okay. You'll see it. It's on
You'll see
tape.
it
You
on
can go
the
back and watch
replay.
the replay.
I'll watch the replay, I guess.
And here we have Chip Copp. We just brought him up. You didn't miss anything. So here he is.
Cop
And
with
who
Randall.
is that with Chip?
So here's Randall, everybody, real quick. Yes, I'm in Montana, and this is part of an animal rescue, so everybody knows what's going on. This is not a pet raccoon.
Aha.
She's an orphan. Her mom was ran over and killed, and she was found at the side of the road. So she is a wild animal, and the only reason I can actually legally keep her is because she is a rescue, and that's what I do. I'm part of the Montana Bird Rescue here, but they should just call it Montana Animal Rescue because I've been with them 2 months now, and I have dealt with every animal native to Montana and some non-native. So
Wow.
it's amazing.
You are
I say come visit,
Grizzly
guys.
Adams
and,
out there.
Enjoy the fun.
I saw that you had a large lizard when I was going through your Facebook.
That's true. I have some Australian.
Fritz was his name.
I love I love animals. So I have an Australian frilled lizard. It's a frilled dragon, and Dragon Elvis would love that, and we'll put them on the show together. Yeah. I'm gonna let Randall run around. She's ready to go play and stuff. So let's do one more shot with Randall. Here's the world, Randall. Say hi, Randall. Let's get you on the camera. Hi.
Chip Copp is holding my spirit animal.
Oh, look at the goofus. Randall.
Wow.
We'll see her off and on.
Raccoon noises. And you also had a bird too at one time, right? That was on your shoulder all the
Still
time.
has the bird.
I have had over 30 birds in the last month, but one that I got real close with. I almost kept that bird, but
Alex.
I let her go. I thought her name was Alex, but she turned out to be an Alexandria, and Alexandria has found a mate, and she is
Wow.
she's living in a nest and really enjoying life. So yeah, it works out pretty good.
So
we don't save all the
Alexandria-
animals. I tend to lose a lot of animals, and it's sad, but we save a bunch of them too, and they're amazing. And if you ever want, just PM me, and I'll send you pictures of every wild animal you can think of. And if you ever want to experience hands-on, come visit me, and I'll just have you help me take care of some of these things.
So you have
It's,
a real soft spot in your heart for animals and animal rescue.
Absolutely. I grew up in the country, and I was one of those fortunate kids to, be able to have. I had a pet raccoon as a kid, and we had there were bobcats and God, you name it. We had this big snapping turtle that you find in the South more, but you name it. I've had every reptile and just about every bird that you could, and yeah, I love them. I love animals, and so I guess I'm in it for the animals. I should probably write some animal songs or something, but yeah, I think animal preservation and conservation is important, and I'm into it. I grew up in Wyoming, and I've seen some changes. They reintroduced the wolves into Wyoming, and we did them here in Montana now too, and that's all part of Yellowstone. And I invite you guys to come check out Yellowstone. There's nothing like it on the planet. It's just amazing place. We've got mountains and lakes and all kinds of fun things. So Montana, the only setback is everything in Montana is out to kill you, and it could be this big.
So
But,
it's the Australia of America, more or less.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot like it. It's if you've ever been to Alaska, that's Montana, only bigger. Like the bears get twice the size in Alaska. That's like it matters, So I'm telling you, I'm not just inviting you guys to come up and be fish food, but come and experience the wild.
You haven't rescued any bears yet, right?
It's as wild as it gets. I've yet to. Now I've seen them, and around here we've got a lot of black bear and some grizzly. and they are big. They're like, I bet 400-pound bears, 300 to 400 pounds, and they're just nothing but muscle. And like, you wouldn't mess with them. I can't believe people come all over and try to pet the bears. Or we have a saying here. It's like, oh man, there's a contest who can pet the most buffalo, and they're not a fluffy cow. These are wild animals that stomp people to death all the time, and bears eat them. So
lot of Timothy Treadwell reenactors out there.
Oh, don't mention Timothy Treadwell. Oh my gosh, that
Sorry.
documentary Grizzly Man was so depressing. I think of him
yeah.
all the time. Have y'all
Same.
seen that documentary?
I can honestly say
I've gone
I'm
one
thankful that I
step further.
haven't.
I've heard.
Okay, you don't want to see it.
supposedly-
You'll be depressed. It's terrible. What,
they
Jonathan?
don't even make it that
Renee,
far.
I've gone one step. I've heard the supposed audio of when all of that went down with Treadwell, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
I thought
But,
that they didn't publicize that. That's disturbing. I
remember that an old Saturday Night Live sketch with Dan Aykroyd playing a guy who wrote a book about being mauled by bears.
yes,
And
I remember
and
that.
He's got his
Yes.
lip out like this, and they got the scars on the side of his face.
I remember
And he
that.
goes,
Yes.
"You don't want to feed a marshmallow to a bear like this."
No.
Rod White.
And I have
Ron White
looked
had
and
a-
looked for that sketch, and I can't find it. And I
Oh,
looked-
it's somewhere, but I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Ron White had a very funny bit about that. Like after it after it had happened, he was saying something to the effect of, "Yeah, what if his father was like my father and said to him, you know, you're never gonna be shit." And then Treadwell gets the mauled by the bear, and then he's just like, "Yeah, take that, Dad." So anyway,
well, having met Ron White,
Anyway.
that sounds like something he would say.
pivoting away from
But
that.
I have another friend named Jesse O'Neill on Facebook. You can look him up. He's a pilot. The guy pilots private jets, but he is really into animal saving and conservation. And I see a lot of great videos on his thread of them saving like cougars and raccoons and stuff from traps. You know, they get caught in traps, and bobcats and things. Yeah. So, but you never keep any of the animals too long, right? You only keep them for a little while.
So yeah, that's the thing. There's a fine line there. So I have a friend who is a handler, and he's a good friend. Robert Atkinson is his name, and he is the handler for Yuki Badger, and Yuki's famous in Billings, Montana. She's been on TV and that kind of thing, and she's a badger at the zoo. She was a rescue that ended up having to he has to keep her because she became independent or non-independent and is dependent on him. She became docile and turned out to be a pet, so he has to care for her. She won't last in the wild, and she's neat. You see her on TV all the time, and she has her own Facebook. So look up Yuki Badger and make friends, because Randall and Yuki are friends, and it's kind of neat. But yes, some of the wild animals can't be reintegrated back or rehabilitated back into the wild due to the fact that they're just not wild enough. Now, little Randall over here, she's going to make it. And so what we're going to do with her is we're going to get her spayed like you do to a cat or a dog, and then we're going to chip her, and that way we can track her. And it should be easy because she's got a flop ear. I mean, I should be able to identify her pretty easily in the wild. But yes, I'm going to let her go at the sanctuary. We'll keep an eye on her, and then just let her have at it, because I think she's got what it takes to make it in the wild. And so I'll be letting her go probably in a couple weeks, and then we'll take on the next animal that shows up. And it could be anything. It could be a baby sparrow. It could be a baby bobcat. You never really know. I know a gal in Red Lodge, which is about 100 miles away, and she has a lynx that she takes care of. And you got to see this cat.
Oh my God.
I've never seen a cat with paws bigger than my hands, and it's just like, wow. And she's really like, yeah, it's amazing.
Golly.
So, wow. And that's it too.
Troy,
I do
Troy.
impressions.
I was thinking Troy. Chip, when did you first start, like taking animals in? Like, were you doing this with, like, I don't know, feral cats or stray dogs or stuff like that? When did you first start doing that?
So for me, it started, I was probably about 8 years old. We moved to the country, and Dad would bring home all kinds of crazy animals. He worked in the oil field, and then I would catch all kinds of crazy animals. So I kind of just grew up that country kid. You know, they don't show Old Yeller on Disney anymore, but that younger brother that caught all the snakes and birds and animals, that was me. And I gave it up. You know, a few years ago, I was trying to do a family life and trying to do the city guy and work a job, and I really didn't have too many any pets outside of a cat and a lizard kind of thing. And then I moved here to Montana, and recently just plugged into the right people. They're like, man, we need professional handlers. Would you mind helping? And it started with that goofy bird Alex. And man, I've been called out at all hours of the day to go grab these baby animals that you wouldn't believe some of their stories. And it goes from just blowing a nest out of a tree, or you know, a storm coming and wiping out a squirrel's nest, or this raccoon getting ran over. Oh God. But
now,
so recently,
if a baby bird falls out of a tree, you're not supposed to actually pick it up with your hands, right? Because if they get the smell of human on them, the parents will kill it, right?
That's true and not true. Some birds, for some reason, just the scent makes it so they're not normal. Like they don't like human scent on them, and they'll turn on their babies. However, I have rescued a lot of baby birds and you know, kept them for a week or two and then put them back in the nest, and mom and dad accepted them. So I'm going to call that a myth. However, I have seen it where a baby robin, you know, you set it out in the grass and the mom and dad will come and kill it. So that's the wild part of this whole being wild. And, you know, it's dogmatic. It's dog eat dog. The strong survive, and it's not always pretty. Like, you know, everybody wants to have a wild animal to cuddle and love. Like, and don't get me wrong, I do it with Randall. I handle her way too much, but she does bite me, and that's a given. And I want her to continue to be ferocious and fierce because she's going to need it. The wild animals here compete, and it's a food chain. It's definitely like who's the strongest, and you got to remember that. And nature is not pretty. You know, in Africa, you see the lions destroying gazelles, and it's not fun. But it's a lot like that. But yeah, we try to save as many as we can. I'm not even sure why. I got into a group of people that have been doing it for over 40 years, and they're pumping wild animals out right and left. I hate to make it sound like a production, but that's what it really is, the wild animal production. Steve Irwin would have loved this.
Okay, we're going to let you play now.
Did you guys want me to perform?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
I got this song that I've been working on. I'm about to go in the studio, and I'm about to put it down. So, for Renee, this is her song. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Cairo.
Wow.
Yes, I love this. Thank you, Chip.
There you go.
The choices we make, going off the wells, yeah. 100 degrees down, scorpions don't look to kill it. Don't break the desert law, never lose sight of the caravan. And playing in the high dunes in the dead of the afternoon. Playing in the high dunes in the dead of the afternoon, yeah. Baby, why don't we go outside of Cairo? We can watch the caravan camels, they walk, yeah. So why don't we go outside of Cairo? We can watch the caravan camels, they walk, yeah. We can find a hidden well, navigate through drier spells, miss the shadows, clench the rock stem. Never mind hyena box, we sing in the land of hiding. Shelter fire inside, camels fight on the harvest side. So why don't we go outside of Cairo? We can watch the caravan camels, they walk, yeah. And why don't we go outside of Cairo? We can watch the caravan camels, they walk, walk, walk. No rest, we walk, walk, walk. Destination seems like we walk, walk, walk. Water is like we walk, 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 yeah. Destination seems like we walk, walk.
Wow, thank
Okay.
you.
I popped on one day and Renee's doing her magic, and I tell you what, I've met some songwriters around the world in my life, and I was like, who is this girl? And I was certain that she was Cyndi Lauper's niece. I know you're related to Cyndi Lauper. I just know you are. There's no way around it. And
Thank you.
she was ripping all this stuff, and I was like, what the hell? And then she did Cairo, and I was sold, and I bugged her. I don't know. Tell him, Renee, how badly did I bug you? God knows. I had her personal number, 10 different numbers. She keeps changing it because I bugged her so much, and I finally finally sent me chords and lyrics, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Because I was playing, and it didn't sound right, and I was like, what? And I finally caught her on video. And she capos 4th fret, which brings it.
Oh, she lives and dies by that capo, boy. She lives and dies by that capo.
That woman is. So I would say Renee is probably one of the best singer-songwriter, female lead vocalist out there right now. I'm dealing with people around the world, but Renee is super talented. I can't wait to go into the studio. It's happening like this week. I'm going to record that song. I'm going to add bass. I'm going to add beat. I'm going to give it a life, and then I'm going to give it to you, Renee, and you can do whatever you want with it. But I was so inspired by this song, and I knew it was a hit. And every time I play it, people are like blown away. They're like, and I write music, but I don't know if I've ever quite got that reaction. But that song, holy, it's gold.
And here's the thing about that. And here's the thing about that song. Chip, I've heard you cover it. I've heard Renee do it 10,000 times. Jeff Evans has covered it.
Sylvia
Madrano, Troy Moore.
Jelly Cake Making.
Renee has been
Jelly Cake Making.
Jelly Cake did a version. Renee has been pressuring me for months.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do a cover.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do this cover. Oh, you got to do Kyra. And I'm just like, I hear Troy, and I hear Jeff, and I hear Sylvia, and I just think, I can't top this.
Yeah, but you do your own version.
You know,
I
want you to put that hat on, your John Denver hat, and I want you to play Cairo.
The thatched hat that John Duncan and Fred Bowman just adore.
Chip, it means a lot.
Plantation owner hat?
It's for John Denver Phillips to do Cairo.
So Chip,
we need to get you a straw hat. Like Chip, a Leon Redbone job.
Chip, will Cairo be a part of an album or something you're working on, or is it just going to be something you're tackling just by itself?
You know, I'll tell you what's in the works. So I'm doing my own album this summer, and I'm also recording. I'm recording other people's albums for them. I do pretty good mixes. So what I plan to do with Cairo, and I really wanted to sit down and have some me time with Renee to talk to her about what she wanted to do here, because I'd like to be honest with you, I'd like to take 10 or 12 of her songs and do her album. I'd like to produce Renee's album. So that's what I want to do with that. I have no intentions of putting Cairo on my album unless Renee would like me to and would diligently and tell me to do it. I certainly would. I'd put it on the album right now.
Do it. I'm telling you now. Do it. Peer pressure. Do it.
All right,
you do
fine,
a great version. I love your version, Chip. I did it today live for you, and I always say Chip Copp whenever I play it instead of walk.
She sung it, and I was in panic mode. I'm like, Renee, don't blow out your voice
because I have laryngitis right now.
Oh my god.
But it sounds so good.
I have laryngitis too.
Everybody, Dennis has laryngitis too. All of us have.
Dennis legit has laryngitis.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
allergies.
if you give
Yeah.
it to me, it's over with. So,
Tardon Media is just not going to have any
the
vocal
Tardon
cords.
flu.
The Tardon flu.
Anyway.
Chip, that was great. And I also, Chip, want you to do that Out of My League song. That's
Yes.
the next one on
Oh.
your.
I
You do
seriously
it now?
need
Chip?
lyrics and chords again. Please, Renee,
okay.
send me
Okay.
Chip,
chords and
I'm
lyrics.
gonna give Chip, I'm gonna give you advice on League. If you sing it capo up or tune your guitar down, because if you sing it at regular pitch, you'll blow the top of your head off on the high notes. I tried that. I tried that once and almost shattered every bit of glass in my house. So
Can you do one more song for us, Chip?
yes.
All
Go for
right.
it, Chip.
This
And
is
we
an
also have a
original.
squirrel video too, by the way. Rory, do you want me to play the squirrel video first?
Yeah, we got a squirrel.
Oh
video.
yeah, the squirrel video.
We were
wanna do
talking
it?
about animals earlier, how you like animals. I do have a short video of a squirrel eating a French fry.
Yes, this is Gainesville, Florida.
Thanks for reminding me, Renee.
I love it. We can't
This
go.
is a
we can't-
Gainesville squirrel eating a French fry.
That's for sure.
I love it. Look at him.
Gainesville squirrel eating a French fry. That sounds like the name of a freaking.
That's
Who
going
is
to be our
the-
band name. That's going to be the
Yeah,
band name.
No,
that sounds
too close to
like a
squirrel
Ray
zippers.
Stevens song.
Too close
Isn't
to
this great?
squirrel zippers.
I love this. I love it. All right.
Just watch that to relax. Just go back to that, relax.
Yeah, just watch that for a long time.
All right, one more song, please.
Okay, guys, this original is called Crossroads. I wrote it for a friend. In the middle of writing this fictitious song that has nonfiction truths to it, my friend passed away, so I had to kill off the character in the song, and that's what happened. So it's just crazy stuff. But this was kind of a song about me talking to God, saying, "Hey, God, where were you in all this?" So the song is called Crossroads. I stood for hours, even stood in the rain, waited there forever, but you never came. And knowing how I stood at the crossroads where you and the devil never showed. So I guess I'll walk this long, winding road alone without you by my side. My blushing bride. You know the times are changing. Well, I've been changing too. I waited there forever. What else could I do? Knowing how I stood at the crossroads where you and the devil never showed. So I guess I'll walk this long, winding road alone without you by my side. My blushing bride. Well, then on that morning, I heard it on the news. They found a woman's body in a blue dress and blue shoes. And knowing how I stood at the crossroads where you and the devil never showed. So I guess I'll walk this long, winding road alone without my side. Here comes the money. My online Russian bride.
Why,
That's
thank you, Chip
Urena's
Copp.
theme song.
That's my
Yes.
theme song right there. I will marry you for green card. Thank you.
You know,
So
and
you
here's
are
the kicker: Renee's that Russian online Russian bride, and she made it as far as New York and disappeared. It's been hard to keep in touch with her.
Oh boy.
a fan of Huckleberry Honey, am I right?
Oh my God, absolutely! If you ever get Montana huckleberry, because we have huckleberries here. I don't know if you guys have blueberries and stuff on the East Coast, but
Mm-hmm.
I've never had better honey in my life, and I love good wild mountain honey. My grandfather used to keep bees, and he lived just under the mountains in Wyoming, Sheridan, Wyoming, and we had the best wild mountain honey you could ever met. Steve Miller Band, what they were talking about when they sang that song about it, and then the other day I discovered huckleberry honey. Oh man, if you I don't know, maybe give me your addresses and I'll send you guys some and you'll be hooked. It's God, you can't get away from it. And I'd like about a teaspoon a day of it. You know, I try to limit myself because oh my God, I've replaced it with sugar. I mean, I don't do sugar anymore. It's huckleberry honey. So that's
Wow.
amazing. You pulled that up. Yeah, that was.
I saw it on your feed, and you said it seemed like you had a mouthgasm with it. So
Oh my God.
you've got
I was like,
you've
how
got
can they
Monday
make
and
something
Wednesday night
taste so
shows,
good?
right?
What's that?
You got shows on Monday and Wednesday night.
Yes, I do. 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I try to do them, but I don't always make it. I'm pretty busy. Tuesday nights we have this Celtic club where fellow violinists and bass players and whatnot they do this Celtic bluegrass stuff, and I'm
Wow.
gonna plug into that because I'm getting back into violin. And then I'm not sure what's going on Wednesday night. So tomorrow night I have to go to what's called the Montana Swing Dance Club. I've been asked to be part of a dance club, and I used to dance, and I'm going to do that again. So I might have to change the day to Thursday, so Mondays and Thursdays for the Chip Copp Music Hour. And you guys are all welcome to come. Like I said, come visit me. You can stay with me and Randall. And I'm not going to make you sleep outside in the wild. I'd never do that.
Keep us posted.
I really would love my East Coast friends to get a taste of Montana. So you're all invited to, and come at once. I can handle it. You know, it'd be like taking care of the band Anthrax for a week, but
We won't bring Anthrax though. We won't
we
bring
them
actual
too.
Anthrax.
Nah, no anthrax.
But I
I
will
was
say
there
that
when
Scott England, he was a partier, so yeah.
We're going to bring on America's Funniest Teacher now. He's a good friend of mine. We used to work in comedy way back in the day. Let's welcome Mike Rivera.
This guy is awesome.
Hi.
Hello, Mike.
Mike's there.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been good. I've been good. I'm going to see one of our great friends tomorrow.
Who's that?
Bob Smith, Roy.
Oh, Bob Smith. Yeah, up in Gainesville. I was just there today. I
You
didn't
remember
see him,
Bob?
though.
Yeah.
But tell him I said hi. You guys are both big sports fans. You guys love sports.
I will.
You are so into sports, man.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm having a hard time hearing you guys all of a sudden.
uh-oh. That's not good. Hopefully you can hear us a little better. It might
Let
be
me
have
see if
something to do with
I'm
weather.
going to.
Yeah, before I moved to China back in 2004, I used to do comedy, and I worked quite a bit with this guy, Mike Rivera, in the different comedy clubs. The pandemic didn't really slow you down that much, did it?
It did for okay. I'll show you the back. It did for a year.
There you go.
And then it's coming back now, but still. And here's the thing that people don't know: they when you go on stage after the pandemic, they expect you to be on. it was like no break at all. It's like, okay, you got to do an hour, you got to do 45 minutes, even though you hadn't been on stage in a year. And
Oh
it was
wow!
really interesting. Yeah, they no mercy from the audience. It's like you just do it. You better be on.
But this year, you've been working bonkers. You've been working coconuts. You've been working comedy zones. I mean, uh, they've been keeping you busy, right? Lately.
Yeah, it's been really, really, really good. And you know, it's strange, and you know this from the biz. As I say, that's so cool. It's not about being booked once. It's about being booked over and over again. And I've been very, 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 very lucky to be booked constantly. So
Yeah,
that says a lot.
awesome. Who are some of your favorite people to work with in the day from Florida? Like Ward Smith,
Today,
Steve Eric,
oh my
Al
God,
April,
Ward. You
Kevin
know,
Hart.
Ward is starting his own acting theater.
I saw that. He's got a new
My
theater in the Tampa Bay area.
and get this, my son is helping him cast his
Oh,
first play
cool.
there.
Cool.
Is that
Yeah,
unbelievable?
that's
He
great.
is mentoring my son. Ward is an incredible director, and he knows acting incredibly, incredibly well. So
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful for him. It's a little theater. It's going to be. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, he's his dad used to be Hugh used to be the news anchor there in Tampa,
Yes.
Wow.
and Hugh Smith, and so he got his chops. He got his chops from one of the best, and he's done a lot of TV. Ward has. He's done a lot of TV and movie bits.
Yes, he
So
has. And,
yeah, I was really pleased to hear that he was opening up his own studio. I had Lou Angel Wolf on a few weeks back, and he mentioned that.
yeah.
He had told me about that. And I saw it on the
What's
internet.
weird is this Sunday, the whole family, we're all doing our headshots. I need new ones for comedy. Both my kids need them for theatrical, and Cindy, she needs them for work. So we have a photographer coming down, and he's like, I said, hey, I have 4 people, and he's like, I'm coming down. So there you go.
Oh wow. Who did I get my headshots done back in the day? Mark Moore. Mark Moore Studios in Tampa. I can't believe I remember that.
But you know, Rory, people still use their headshots from 30 years ago.
You know what? My headshot from 2000, I don't look that much different. I could probably get
Rory,
away with it.
You don't look that much different, Rory.
I could
In a
probably get away
past
with
life, I think you're actually Rory. It's
it. You know, that is the funniest thing anybody's ever said about that. Thank you.
no.
I
Mike,
still photograph well.
Mike, when did you first get into comedy?
Oh my gosh, I was fortunate enough. And by the way, everything's coming a bit fuzzy, but I'll be answering that right now. I was going to San Jose State, and we had a comedy club that was a mile away from it, so I got to see, firsthand in California and in the San Francisco Bay Area, so many of the great comics, and they're the ones that really
Wow.
got me hooked. The first guy
Was
Your,
about
your truck for your interview. Do you have better Wi-Fi in your truck? Do you have better Wi-Fi in your truck? I'm guessing no now.
Oh me.
I'm
I
losing you
mean, it's an
guys.
interesting picture.
What?
I said it's an interesting picture. I mean, I don't think I've had a guest yet that walked out to their truck to do an interview.
No, I was in the car, and then we were here at we were having dinner, and so I was going, and we
Ah.
lost at trivia. We won at trivia.
Well, actually, you sound better now.
Yeah.
I think we
So
had to move.
maybe
That
the
was
Wi-Fi
the thing.
is-
Oh, there you go. So, who are some of your early influences comedically, Mike?
Always loved Robin Williams. One of the best stories is
yes.
I actually got to follow him when I was a kid. He came to a
Wow.
little comedy club, and the Holy City Zoo. It's actually a famous comedy club for nurturing comics, and that was like his home club. So he would always pop in when he was in town. He'd drive across the bridge from Marin County to San Francisco, and so for $4, there must have been like 15 people in the audience. He comes in, and it does an hour, and
Wow.
I'm watching him literally from 10 feet away. It's what an incredible treat that was. And then I remember I tell the MCs, can you do some time in between me and Robin? And, 'cause you know this, Rory. And
Who
basically,
wants to follow that, right?
as soon as he gets off the
Yeah,
stage, they go, oh, and now the comedy stylings of Mike Rivera. And death. And the best line, because he would always pop up. I have a friend, his name is Larry Brown. And by the way, people don't know his name, but he is actually Mr. San Francisco comedy besides Robin Williams. It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
And a very funny guy. And once Robin, so Robin did a guest set, and then Larry's on stage. And then as Robin leaves, he has to he actually ducks, like no one's going to recognize him, right? So he goes, and Larry, to quote, he goes, "Hey, Robin, you can sit through my hack. I sat through 2 hours of Popeye." That is a actual quote.
I love Popeye.
Yeah.
Great movie. It's a great movie.
Not his best.
Cool. Yeah, Popeye's good. Loved it. All those
Rory,
little character bits.
here's a question for Rory. Do you mind if I ask Rory questions?
Sure.
Rory, what's so weird is I knew, Tom Kenny, right?
Yes.
That's amazing.
He told me some great Robin Williams stories.
Tom,
They were very close.
is SpongeBob.
Right.
Wow.
But he was
he's
also
breaking up.
very close to Robin. He used to open for Robin, I think.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, very very close to him.
And
And
this is
Bobcat,
the-
Bobcat as well. Bobcat.
This is the
Goldthwait,
Tom
they all
Kenny
hung out
that
together.
later voiced SpongeBob, correct?
Correct.
Wow, I never knew
He
was
does.
comedian.
He actually does a lot of cartoon voices now.
Mm-hmm. I knew he was a good voice actor, but I never knew he was a comedian.
Oh, so I can see him talking.
Here's an interesting.
There you go.
Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. A cool thing about Tom Kenny. Remember when they did the remake of the Monkees many years ago?
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Renee's
I was probably in China at the time.
Yes, I remember that.
Tom
Definitely.
was actually offered to be one of the new Four Monkeys, and he turned it down, which was a really smart move.
Wow.
But no, because I love
That's
Rory because
funny.
we all used to talk cartoons. And do you know?
Well, he was supposed to be Buddy Holly too in I think it was La Bamba, and then they went.
Wow, I didn't know
They went with Marshall Crenshaw. He said.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. He was actually. They actually told him he was going to get it, and then they turned around and changed and said we're going to go with Marshall Crenshaw because he's a bigger name.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing because we know some stories of our friends who have been so close.
Yeah.
Something happens and that's it.
Yeah.
Too many.
I remember Saving Private Ryan. They wanted me for the lead, and I said no. So there you go.
You're America's Funniest Teacher. You actually won a competition.
Yep.
That is true.
Oh man,
it was weird, But the thing is, what was weird about
you
that
beat
was
out Rocky
when I
Ray
won that,
from Two Egg, Florida.
I only had 3 minutes of material on teaching.
Oh wow!
And that was enough to win.
But it was
now
enough.
I do
Holy
teacher
cow.
shows where I have almost an hour on just straight teaching.
On teaching.
Gosh.
And
Very cool.
and before the pandemic, I was doing more teacher shows. I got to fly up to Washington D.C. to do the American Federation of Teachers conference, and I'm thinking I'm set for life. You know what I mean? Just do teacher.
It's a good hook.
And then the pandemic came.
Oh man.
Ooh.
And right now, most of the country's teachers and stuff, they are not doing anything. The conventions and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's almost I gotta rebrand, keep rebranding and keep doing it.
It'll
It's
come
all
back.
social-
It'll come
it's
back.
all social media, though. Isn't it
Yeah.
amazing, Rory?
Yeah.
Back in our day, if you went on TV or did something, you were set. Now you go on TV, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, we do the best we can here, because we love our audience.
Face.
So last week we had Mikey Valdez on. I don't know if you know Mikey's from South Florida.
No.
Does a lot of good impressions, and we talked cereal. So I want to ask you, Mike, what's your favorite cereal?
The favorite cereal would be Fruit Loops. And actually, the mashup between Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes. If you had that,
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that because I saw it on your feed.
Yep. That was amazing.
Frosted Flakes mixed with Fruit Loops in the same box.
In the same box.
I'm going to have to try it.
Good.
And this is no multiverse, okay? This is real.
Sounds like something Wilford Brimley would have eaten.
Oh. Oh God.
A Wilford Brimley reference.
Yes, of course.
Here, let me get more light on me, Roy. Hold on. How's that? Ooh, like that?
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
That's good.
Ooh,
Good buddy.
like that.
So we mentioned you're a big sports fan. What's got your attention right now?
It was the Olympics are coming up.
Yeah.
But it was the hockey, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh my God, we love them.
Mm-hmm.
Watch every game. Big fanatics. I troll Canadian fans. I've been getting cursed out in French because they start writing in French and it says "see translation," and it'll be like the most vile curse words. It's hysterical.
And then A afterwards.
Yeah.
You suck,
man.
It's like,
You suck, eh? Hoser.
and, they take their hockey more seriously, of course, than we do. And
absolutely.
I love trolling. Trolling is so much fun.
What would you say was the best troll you ever did?
Might have been political, so I don't want to say it. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
Not nice.
Nice.
Not nice.
here's an interesting bout with history, Rory. When I did The View, guess who was on the show? And you just said it. You were just doing him.
Trump.
Trump.
Yep. Well, you were not on the show where he actually said, I would date my daughter, are you?
No.
That would have been momentous.
No, he came in the room, and what's weird when you do a show like that, they had a bunch of guests. And the thing about it is the producers tell you how to handle everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, this guy's really cool. You can do something, stay away from this person, don't talk with them. And for Trump, they just say, hey man, the way to go to Trump is, just flatter him. You say a complimentary thing for him. And they said, he will dig you. And that was actually true.
Well, of course, yes.
And I had basically so I'm sitting in like this humongous green room where they have 1 million TV sets and stuff at the ABC. And it's like you have like one of those bars where you're just leaning against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking in literally 6 inches from me and just plops down. So both are right there.
Wow.
And
hey, buddy.
So he actually had a very pleasant talk.
Wow.
And then I went
You
out.
didn't
Don't
talk about
ask him for
grabbing
the
women,
moon.
did you? Sorry. No
So
locker room
that
talk,
was
right?
interesting.
Hey, can I get a loan?
Yeah, actually, but I can't talk about it.
Ah,
He was we took,
they love it when you
we
do
did
it.
locker room talk actually. He
You
was
Oh,
can
good.
do
boy.
it. You can. They love it.
No,
Oh, boy.
Hey man, you want
yeah.
to stop talking
And
about
here's the
that,
weird
man?
thing
We're going
about
on
him.
the show. We'll be in a minute.
Uh, so he was very quiet
That's a
before
shock.
he went on. Okay,
Wow.
very very quiet. And then
Interesting.
as soon as he walked on stage, he went from 2, not to 10, to 13,
Yeah.
Dang.
like that. And I'm going,
Yeah.
man, he just turned it on completely.
Wow.
Wow.
Switched it on and did his thing.
Yeah, he was very quiet, and they said he didn't like to shake hands. And after I said a couple of things, how much because this was back in The Apprentice, and I wrote a whole bit about it. But of course, you can't do any bits political nowadays, Rory, because
Yeah.
it just
Yeah, right.
polarizes the audience. You want to lose
Yeah.
an audience about politics, either side. So
Right.
here was one, Rory. We did a great one. We did we did Trump and the Avengers and stuff like that. We did Trump and Star Wars, and
Oh,
it would
boy.
yeah.
I know everything about lightsabers. I do.
Oh, God.
Crooked Han Solo, lying Hillary, all that stuff.
Oh.
I'm gonna grab him by the Wookiee. It's like,
Oh. Oh, gee.
Funny.
so no, but the thing was, so he was just very quiet, and he was talking and stuff, and he was like, and the thing, it was so easy once you complimented him. He actually turned around and shook my hand, and then he goes on stage and just goes completely, you know what?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Going back, way back to when we performed together, I think that the thing I remembered from your act, the bit that I remembered was the cat box and the fork.
Oh, boy. If this goes where I think it's gonna go.
You're probably not doing the bit anymore, I'm guessing, but that one
No,
actually stuck
we
with
have
me.
other cats.
Really.
I have 4 dogs and 2 cats now.
Ooh.
And does your
I
fork
think
still
the
taste
bit,
like your cat box?
yeah, because
Oh,
the thing
no.
was the fork. My son, well, actually, one of my roommates would clean the litter box with one of our forks.
Oh, no.
And I think then the joke went, and it gets worse because then when the cat was sick, he would use my thermometer in the cat. So how's it go, Roy? So I get sick. I put the thermometer in my mouth. I go, good God, this thermometer tastes like my fork. Wah,
Yeah,
wah,
there it
wah.
is. That's the one.
Man, I'm going to recycle that now,
America's
Rory.
funniest teacher, everybody.
That's right.
Dang.
Can you give us a quick teacher bit?
Sure. It's always fun. There's just I always love how well. First of all, teaching has changed since we've been kids. I always tell. This past year, I had my first student ever that had from the sheriff's department one of those ankle bracelets on that track
Oh,
you. Are you
wow.
familiar with those things?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but
In
he did
Florida,
really
that's a
good.
shock.
No,
Literally.
but here's the point. As they always say, the past is not equal to the future. And I passed him, and now he's going to the 2nd grade.
Now we're back to Florida.
Oh, it's time for kindergarten cop.
And here's a true story that I do in my act. We always have those active shooter drills, and kids are always going, hey, Mr. Rivera, what would ever happen if someone came in the classroom with a gun? And I said, I don't got a gun, but I got a 9-iron, right? If anyone came in, and I do, I just come from behind them, whack them down. And then my favorite student, Manny, actually goes, Mr. Rivera, if you get the guy down and us guys from the back come in and beat the crap out of him, this kid actually said, will you give us extra credit?
Ah,
Oh,
yes.
my gosh.
Indeed.
No, we don't.
That is a good bit.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh,
As
we
I
don't have
expected.
gifted kids. We have regifted kids.
I actually taught
Aw.
Chinese kids English for 15 years. Well, 14 years. That was
The
fun.
teaching bits. It's now. I lost you. No, the teaching bits now, Rory. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Go.
No, you go ahead.
I'm losing you, Rory.
I'm going to do the freeze thing now.
I'm losing you.
Yeah, Skype. It's Skype phase. He's out here doing Skype phase.
But anyway,
Skype phase.
and I thought that maybe you could.
Rory,
Sorry.
I can't see Rory anymore.
You can't see him.
Oh, I can't see Rory.
Ah!
There he is.
Oh, there, yeah.
Is he
This
talking?
show
Where
is
can we
sponsored
where
by
can we
tech
see you in the near
difficulties.
future, Mike?
It is.
Where can our
It
audience see you in the near future?
So, no, but I was telling Rory, it's amazing how my show now, I'm doing almost 20 minutes on teaching.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
where can we get a signed 8x10 of Mike? That would be nice too for some of your fans here in the Western Hemisphere, Mike.
The Western
Connect you on
Hemisphere.
Facebook or Instagram.
I will send it to Rory.
And I've been telling everybody to come visit us here in Montana, and you are certainly invited to come, and they would love you. And Rory, he said he would look into coming, but it's on, so he's booked.
Hey,
We
if
might
you're
as well
ever in
bring
the
you with him.
Orlando area, let me know. You know, we'll definitely get
Absolutely.
together for lunch or something.
Rory,
Absolutely, but
I was in Orlando last week.
Ah!
Rory, I'm in Melbourne on Saturday.
I live in Altamont Springs. So
I was
again,
20 minutes from you.
wow.
Don't you get my
Little
post?
bonkers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, next time you do bonkers in Orlando, give me a call. Let me know.
Of course.
I've got to get out there and start doing some open mic again. I got to get out there and start stretching my
You have to.
my comedy muscles again. I'm doing a lot of stuff on Clubhouse now, which is fun, but it's just audio, you know.
No, you got to get out there and show them the royster. I mean, they need your energy. They need.
See, now you can tell he's a true old friend of mine because he calls me by my old name on the road, the Roaster.
The Roaster.
No, he does. Rory was fast paced, smack him with the voices.
Yeah, man. When you and I did a show together, it was all fast paced. Ding, 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 ding. It was like machine gun comedy.
Bing, bing, bing. No, because you got to keep the audience. They're so ADD. If you don't give a joke every 15 seconds, they're not going to listen.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And people are like, and they talk about comedy styles. I remember when I started, and I was like in an improv group, and a guy says, Mike, you know, it's really impossible to think of something funny every time you go out there. And this is when I left the comedy group. I said, no, it's impossible for you to think of something funny. And that's when I decided to become a stand-up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this has actually helped me to stretch my characters a little bit, and you know, I do character comedy now too as well. And,
yes.
And it's the Clubhouse is helping me stretch my, get my voices back again, so I can do the voices again. So
you should have, and again, Rory, with your talent and stuff, because I know, you know Carlos Alazraki, right?
What's that?
You know Carlos Alazraki?
Oh man, I'm a big fan of his. Huge man. I love him. He's great. I had to come on because I love him. What about Carlos?
He's wonderful, and he does all those voices and stuff, and the Taco Bell voice, and he does a lot of the Batman stuff. He did Mr. Crocker on Fairly Odd Parents. And what's amazing is I remember when I was with him in California, and you hear Rory, it's like, Rory, you're just as good.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Truth.
I'm definitely ending the show. I'm definitely ending the show on that note.
You can't top that. You cannot go up. That was as good as it
One
gets.
last question, Mike. Where can we find you in the near future?
Wednesday, I'm with Bob Smith in Gainesville. Saturday, I'm going to be in Melbourne. Check me out. And Friday in Port St. Lucie, and it's amazing. I'm still working a lot. It's very blessed, my friend.
There you go, man.
Go to his Instagram page and his Facebook page and connect to him and go see his shows, because I'm telling you, this guy, he is somebody you don't want to miss.
That's right.
He was one of my favorite people to work with back in the day. All right.
I will say
Thank
hi
you
to
so
Bob.
much, guys. Chip Copp, thank you for coming on. I appreciate
Yes.
you sharing, rolling with us. And again, Mike, so good to see you again, my friend, after all these years. And again, if you get back in this neighborhood, you got to contact me. You got to let me know.
I will. Bye, gang.
All right.
Nice to see you all.
Renee, Jonathan,
I'll
thank
Mike,
see
you.
you.
rock. I love you, Mike.
Thank you, Rory.
Everybody,
Thank
we're
Love y'all.
out.
you. Bye.